Hello and welcome back to another web development video. My name is Jesus Guzman from GDev Tech, and today we're going to go ahead and get started with pushing all of our files over to our Bitbucket repository. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so here I have my Bitbucket open, and we can go ahead and let me make this green. There you go, right in the center, a little bit wide. Alright, so on here we have our repository. So if I go into my splash page repository, open that up, on the left hand side I should see an icon, and if I hover over it, it's going to say source. So I'm going to go into that directory, and I should have only a readme.md file that we uploaded in the beginning of this splash page tutorial. So now what we have to do is we're going to have to go ahead and move our local files over into our repository, because what if something happens to our hard drive? Then our files are gone. We need a backup. This Bitbucket is a repository where we save all of our files, and we can go ahead and push changes and manage changes, and if we need to revert any changes, we can do that through here. So this is a very cool tool. And now the question you may be saying, well, how are we going to go ahead and push these, Jesus? And Visual Studio Code has this Git set up where you can actually push code. So if we click on this icon, we can go ahead and push it from here. Unfortunately, we're getting this message that says your repository appears to have many active changes. This can cause code to become very slow. Basically, what it's saying is that because you have node modules, all these node modules have plenty of different changes that, unfortunately, if we do go ahead and push these changes over to your repository, it's going to take a long time. So because we don't want to push these node modules directory over into our repository, there is a file that we can create that's called .gitignore. And this .gitignore is where we can type in, I do not want to push this file or this directory over into our repository. So we can go ahead and do that by creating a new file, and this new file will just do .gitignore and then hit enter. And now within this gitignore file, we can go ahead and type in node modules / and Control S to save, and now we saved it. So we're saying anything within our node modules directory, I do not want that to get pushed. Now your question may be, well, Jesus, why wouldn't we want to push these? Gulp is requiring all these to have that node modules in order for it to work. That is correct. That's what Gulp requires. But if we want to go ahead and send this file to another developer, the developer will need to go ahead and install Node and get this all running, and then download your files, which only includes assets view and all the rest of this. Then they would open up a terminal and type in npm install and then hit enter. When they hit enter, this node modules will be compiled, because the node modules are coming from the dev dependencies, which is in our package.json. So this is telling it, I want you to install browser sync, Gulp concatenate, all of these dependencies or node modules that we've created that are necessary for our Gulp file.js. So we don't need to have that directory push, we just needed to have it locally so we don't have to do npm install again. So now that we have done that and we've created our gitignore file, the node modules directory is no longer going to get pushed. So what we're going to do is we're going to say allow large repositories. That's fine. And we only have these 19 changes here. So what we're going to do is in here, can I make this bigger? Yes, I can. There we go. So in here, I'll just go ahead and type in a message and say files has, let's do the files are uploaded, exclamation mark. The files are uploaded. And from here we can just go ahead and click this check mark, and this check mark is commit. And before we do a commit, we're gonna have to do an add. Now this little checkbox already does that for us, so all we have to do is hit the checkbox or the check icon, and then it's gonna add it, and it's also gonna commit it with our message. Now it just committed it, but it didn't push that over, because if I refresh my page, I can see that I still have the readme.md file. So to go ahead and push it over, we have to actually click this 3-dot icon here and then say push. Now when we do push, then it's pushing all these changes, and I think it's done. So now if we come over here, refresh our page, and voila, we have everything here. We have our gulp file.js. Look at that. So we have everything now on our Bitbucket, and we can go ahead and download the code if we want to, and we can do a checkout. We have it here. It's done. The only file that we don't have, or the only directory that we don't have, it's our node modules, which we no longer need. So congratulations, you guys just did your first, or not your first for some, but you guys did the commit, and you guys pushed it over into your own repository. So hopefully this helps out a few people. If you guys have any other questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. Also, you guys can download this repository as well to get started on the splash page development. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that link in the description below and the comments below. If you guys do enjoy my videos, hit the like button. If you guys are new to this channel, hit the subscribe button. There's also a little bell on the right that you guys can click to get notified for new videos that I do release. On the next video that I'm planning to release, it's going to actually be developing the splash page now. All this was just kind of like the architect of getting things set up for development. So thank you guys so much for watching, and see y'all later.